Hey, hello, hello, hello. This is Kareem Black, your friendly neighborhood professional photographer. This is stream number 2. And we're still trying to get everything together over here. So my girlfriend and my mother told me that the music was too loud on the last stream. So I'm experimenting with this volume. I'm getting a mic tomorrow and hopefully increase the quality of this thing. But in case you guys forgot, I am a professional photographer here in New York. I shoot a bunch of advertising, celebrity portraits, lifestyle, that sort of thing. Check me out, KareemBlack.com, KareemBlack, black like the color.com. Let me know what you think. So, last time around, we left you guys on a little bit of a cliffhanger about what was going to happen with this image. And if you remember, it was part of this batch of images. I shot a music video for a friend of mine, Roxiny, or I was on the music video shoot. I did not shoot it. I did not direct. But I was on the music video shoot, shooting a bunch of stills and, oh my God, I forget the name of the song, but it's all about sort of revolution and female empowerment, very powerful imagery, and as you can see, there's a lot of stuff like this. So last time around, I was fooling around with this image. The shoot itself, when I was on set, I was like, you know what, all this stuff is so stark, so strong. I think that it would look really amazing in black and white. And I thought this image, I'm still torn. Like, will it exist sort of like that? Which I think, see, now I'm really super into that. I think that this image will exist as a black and white image. And what happened was, I moved on. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Just to be safe, and I know that it takes up disk space, but I'm going to save this as a black and white option. I'm weird like that, whatever. Oh wow, this is super slow right now. I'm not sure exactly why. You got the blue circle of death here. There we are. I just want to make sure that I have both options where I remember sort of where I was mentally when I did both image options. So anyway, so that's where that one ended up. And I left you guys on a little bit of a cliffhanger because we started to do this image right here. And this one's a little different because I think that this particular model's sort of piercing blue eyes sort of speak to me, and in some way her expression is much more optimistic. We're looking towards the future rather than sort of directly addressing me, the camera. So what I'm going to try and do with this one is play that up a little bit. I want the viewer to see this image how I see it. So I think that last time we were kind of fooling around with obviously we have our frequency separation, as we stated last time. The texture is basically the texture, all of the super focused stuff. My cat's over there. Evie is always in the background breaking stuff. Texture gives us our texture, makes things look sharp. If we double up on the texture layer, we can even make, sometimes even, this is top secret, but sometimes we can even make out of focus things look sharp. I remember I was doing a shoot with one of the Real Housewives, which I who I will not name, but she's absolutely amazing. But my Sony AR7 III, hang on. Sorry guys, I didn't know what my cat was doing over there. It sounds like she's burning down my entire apartment. But I was shooting one of the Real Housewives, and my Sony AR7 III was locking onto her patterned background instead of her. She was standing in front of the background. And as a result, and we didn't notice this on set at the time, and as a result, her face was slightly soft. And I'm going to show you guys this at some point in one of the streams, but as a result, I had to sort of double up on the frequency separation, the texture layer, in order to make her sharp, and then using a layer mask, cut her out from the background. I mean, everything came out okay, but you know, it definitely sort of gave me a heart attack here. So this principle I can show you right here, sort of. So it's like, okay, you see the texture layer? I'm just gonna double it up right there, and you see how everything's getting much sharper. Hold on, I have to. My cat is. 1 second. Goddamn cat. Am I wrong? You guys have cats? I'm not much of a dog person, but I love cats, but Jesus Christ, it's like, she gotta appreciate, I'm trying to stream here. I think that this is super, hey guys, thank you for being patient. This is Evie. She was responsible for all of that madness. I don't know if you guys were hearing it, but she got into into a bag of Cheetos or something. I'm not sure exactly why you like Cheetos. Anyway, so that problem is solved. Let us return to what we're trying to do here, for God's sakes. I'm saying if you double and triple up on the texture layer, then you start to get like these really sort of striking, powerful textures, like you see in this mask right here. The downside of it is that I may need to smooth out her skin around here just a little bit, which I can't do by putting a layer mask on the texture layer and kind of coming back to this, you know? I actually think I may do that. So I have a little admission to make. I do not know exactly where this is going, and that's fine. Right now it's Sunday, April 2nd, and Sundays are great for me because the phone's not ringing, there aren't a million emails, and I can just take my time with an image like this. You know, just try and figure it out. All images, I'm going to throw out these two texture layers, but all images to me are like puzzles. But they're puzzles that don't have a particular answer. Everybody's answer to each puzzle is going to be different, right? Like there are other photographers that would handle this differently than I would, and that's what makes art art. That's what makes art subjective. That's what makes art beautiful. I think it's our differences in how we figure out our problems, how we approach our problems. I think that that's what makes our species special. So with this, let's see here. So what I'm doing right now is I am prepping. I'm going to prep this texture layer as much as I possibly can now to just be a singular. I just want it to be smooth. That way the differences that happen once we start doubling and tripling up will not be as stark. So I'm just trying to, there we are. There we are. There we are. At some point, I think that I'm going to fool around with kind of the saturation of her eyes, like the contrast and the brightness of her eyes, I think. But for now, what I'm going to do is this. Let's see, how should we do this? Let's double up on the texture layer. There we go. And what I want to do is I'm going to make a layer mask here. Oh, actually, let's see. Okay, maybe a 13. Inch feather, let's do that. Let's just do that. There we go. I want to see what happens when we do sort of if we just do the contrast on just her eyes. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Ah, there we are. There we are, baby blue. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Now, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and add this layer mask to the texture layer underneath. Now, this is instructive. The layer mask that is now on this texture layer is reversed. So basically, the texture layer is not, it is not making the mask sharper, it's making the eyes sharper. And I want it to be reverse that. I want the mask to be sharp, but I want the eyes to be a little softer. So we keep on this texture layer mask, and we do Command I in order. We just reverse that whole thing. So do you see what just happened? So now we've got a sharp mask, and we've got soft eyes. Now there's the opposite. Here's the opposite. Here's the opposite. And I think that that's where we're going with this image. And honestly, from now on, if I am now, making a double of this texture layer, it will be the layer with the layer mask. So let's see. Let's make a double of that. Now, this mask is even sharper, but the eyes are staying the same, right? Now, I've made a little bit of a mistake here, because let me just go down to 1. Okay. My mistake is that I also want her mouth to be sharp. So what I'm going to do here is I'm working in the layer mask of the texture layer. I'm going to make this selection. Hang on. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. What are you guys doing this Sunday? I feel like Sundays, man, are the best days to work. You talk to me about, 7 p.m., 60 Minutes comes on. Then after that, I'm kind of just in chill mode, but also getting ready for the week. I do my best thinking Sunday night. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a selection around just the mouth, and since we're working in the layer mask of the texture layer, I'm going to fill this basically with black, which cuts a hole through the texture layer, through the double texture layer to the original, which is going to make this mouth a little bit softer. So just get my black paint bucket and just do that. We've just softened the mouth up. Look at that. There we are. I keep on pushing Apple Z, which makes it go back instead of Apple D, which is the deselect. So I think that we're starting to get somewhere here. I love the texture on her jacket. I think that what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to see what happens if we start to do a really big vignette. I gotta learn how to deal with phone calls when I'm streaming. Here we go. So why am I doing this vignette? The reason I'm doing this vignette is because I think that with all of our images, we need to figure out what the visual story is. I think that's so important. And a lot of times that's just done with cropping or whatever. A lot of times it's with stuff like this, like vignettes, where it's we are basically we're highlighting what we want people to look at. So what I'm going to do here is make this my selection. I'm going to select inverse. And I'm going to do I'm going to put a curve on it. And see if this, oh, you guys cannot see my panels. Let's see, let me move this over. Let me move this over. There we go. There's my curve vignette. Let me move this over just a little bit more. Does that help? There we go. Let's try that. Sorry, guys. So this is my curve vignette. And I think that now we're starting to talk. Now we're starting to talk about like all this, these shapes and figures in the background. I mean, they're kind of cool and they provide atmosphere, but I really don't think that they're part of the story. I really don't think that they're part of the story. And in fact, I want to see if we can even do something like this. Bring back in my black and white layer. Oops. Where's my black and white? Here we are. My black and white's on 60% opacity. Oh, here we go. Now we're starting to talk. It's so cool, man. Like, every image, I want to say every image has its own personality, but maybe the more scientific way is to say every image has its own sort of just qualities. I'm a big believer that every image really needs to be addressed as an individual piece, I mean, there's some people who really are into sort of batch processing stuff, and I do too. I think that initially, but like, I think that I'll batch process a shoot, and just to get close. But after we get close, we're sort of, I think every image requires its own sort of unique kind of love and attention, And that's why I'm treating this image different from last image. I really think that we're going somewhere here. The other thing that I think I'll do, and I'm kind of doing this in a roundabout way, or, well, I kind of didn't do it the correct way the first time. But I'm going to do this again. This highlight around her mouth. Oh, got it. Sorry. I have a 581 feather on the pixel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do maybe a 15 feather on the lasso tip. There we go. We're just going to do that. We're going to do a little brightness contrast that goes into the selection, which makes our layer mask. And we're just going to bring this down just a little bit. We're just going to, there we go. We're going to bring her mouth back in. Now, of course, the funny thing is we have to do this a third time for the skin on her chest. But that's not a problem. We're just going to do this exact same process. I'm going to do this highlight here. And again, I'm working on this on a Sunday, so like this particular Sunday, I've got a lot of free time, and I can give all of these individual areas the attention that I think they deserve. And I can make mistakes and come back to it. A lot of times you really don't have that sort of that luxury. A lot of times I don't, but as artists, you kind of want to. Sometimes we fool around too much with our images. I do. Sometimes I can't stop sort of, working and doing options and different variations. But today, this chill Sunday, it's just me and my images. And my goddamn cat. Do a brightness contrast thing for the selection. Here we go. Here we go. Now I think we're getting somewhere now. I think that this is starting to look believable. Now what are we gonna do? I'd like to bring out these eyes just a bit. Just a bit. We go to like a 3 pixel feather. I don't want it to look too crazy, but I really want, maybe I throw like some sort of little saturation something or other on it, you know? I'm sort of old school. I like for things to look believable, you know? I don't like for skin to be too porcelain. I don't like for, you know, the closer it can look to sort of, it came out of the camera, the better, you know? And when I'm talking about straight out of the camera, I'm talking about, like, that's a film term. Like, I used to shoot film, you know? It's like, okay, this is untouched. This is exactly what we saw. With that said, you know, I'll say, oh, whoa, everybody calm down. I'll put a little saturation on our eyes here. You have piercing blue eyes like that. Definitely want to play them up just a little bit, yeah? I think I might have gone overboard. We're at plus 66. I want to go maybe plus, let's go 59, yeah? I think there's one more thing that I want to do here with her. Actually, going back to what I was saying about sort of straight out of the camera, there are little details like this that I am so not mad at. There's like what I'll do is maybe just, oops, yeah, make it a little sort of, I don't want to take things like this out. I think our moles are what are the things that make us who we are. I like our imperfections. You know, just do a little beep, a little boop here and there. Just like that. There we go. Hold on. There we go. We're just gonna, I was about to say we're about to smooth it out, but it's not what we're doing, per se. Like, we're not smoothing out as far as texture. We're smoothing out as far as, I want to say consistency. Like that. Yeah, we're just going to take that out. And I think that this is the last thing that we're going to do here. And then we're going to leave really everything else. I think that this is where we're supposed to be going. I like for skin to look like skin. I like pores. I like hair sometimes, you know, on skin. But we're humans and we should look like it. We should celebrate kind of what we're doing. Here we are. Let's try that. Let's try that. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I'm going to go back to my skin copy layer, and I will just, as far as the tonality of this, I am going to, hello, nope, that's not what I want. I want this. There we are. There we go, here we are. As far as the tonality of this, I'm just going to go in here with my clone stamp. I'm just going to very, very gently sort of just get this, you know, all those life sort of, you know, she might have just had the jacket on, she took it off. All of those sort of little bits and bobs. I don't want to remove them. I want to make them a little less, I don't want to say distracting, but inconsistent, I think. How about that? Yeah. Let's do this one more time. There. And now I think that we are on the road to making this happen. Is this Christmas music? I love it. I love it. This looks good. I'd like to make this. Here's a trick that I use sometimes. And it's basically something I use to just make things a little bit more three-dimensional. And it's just sort of, it's painting in your own highlights. It's painting in your own highlights and shadows. So I'll do that. And usually it's, what I try to do is, it's the pieces that are closest to me, which I use this technique on. So, okay. Oops. Alright. Alright, hold on. I need a smaller feather because I was about to go too crazy. There we go. And so it's like her nose is right there, so that's sort of the part that's going to be closest to me. I'm just going to see what I can highlight here. I'll do that. And maybe a little bit bigger on her forehead. And then do this curve. Again, making a Slayer mask. And that's it. Like, that's it. I just like that little bit of... I think it just makes it pop a little bit. I think it makes it pop a little bit. I like this. I like what just happened here. You know what I'm going to do? Let's go a little crazy. Let's see what happens when we do this texture. Let's just do it one more time. Is it? Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. Like, is this going to be... Have I gone too far? No, I really like that though. I really like that. Here's what I'm gonna do because I'm a greedy bastard. Let's see what happens if this goes into black. See, this one does not work in black and white. This one does not work in black and white. I think that this is where this one exists. I like that. You know what I'm gonna do? This is something, you know what, I'll probably cut this out of the stream. I'll probably edit this part out of the stream. But this is gonna go back to my old Feels Good Let's Go days. But what I'm thinking about is, let's see, maybe it's a little too weird. And this goes against a lot of what I was saying before about not attracting attention to the background. But that guy's eyes are sort of bothering me. And there are a couple different ways that we can deal with this, but let's see. Maybe it's something like this. I just made a new layer. It's on top of everything. I'm dumping a bunch of green paint into it. And I'm like, look. Let's see if I could do something here. Let's see if I could do something here. This is the old Feels Good Let's Go technique. If y'all don't know, now you know. Go on Google Feels Good Let's Go. You let me know what you think. Or you can go on KareemBlack.com and you can kind of get a vibe of what I'm talking about. Look at that. I know. I'm a juvenile. I'm in my 40s, but sometimes I'm like, feel like I'm about 12 years old, you know? I'm so juvenile. I don't know, I kind of like that. I think it's kind of funny. You know what? I'm going to do another copy of this because I'm completely a child. And let's say that this shape over here is someone else. And we just don't want anyone to know who these people are. Right? Here we go. Roxy's gonna hate me. Roxy's totally gonna hate me, but I don't know. I think it's funny. The beautiful thing about this whole thing, and everything that we've done, is that we've not destroyed any of the actual material in the. We haven't destroyed any of the pixels. So basically, that's another way of saying, like, everything that we've done is reversible. So because they're on separate layers. So if I do want to not be as juvenile, I can take those little fluorescent green anonymous eye coverings out. But I mean, same thing with all the layer masks and all the most of the work that I've done on it, as far as, you know, the patch tool or the clone stamp or anything like that. I think that this is in a good place. I reserve the right to always come back to it, which I often do. I think it's very therapeutic to come back to your images, you know, a week, a month, maybe even a couple of years later, and have, it'll just give you some insight, you know? But, yeah, I think that we're in a good place here. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Let me know how you would have approached it. Just like I said, there's about a million ways to do everything in Photoshop. That's the brilliance of it. And would love to hear how you guys would have tackled it. Until then, I will see you next time. I think I'm going to do a celebrity next week. Maybe I'll do like Kevin Hart or something. I got some stories about that shit. So tune in. It's Kareem Black, your friendly neighborhood professional photographer. And I will see you soon.